There are 4 skills that are 100 times more valuable than an entire college degree. And I know this from experience. You can see my degree. Oh, I moved it. But my head, look at my old videos. You can see my degree over there. When I graduated with that marketing degree, I was making $1,600 a month when I got out. Granted, it was part-time, but I kind of worked full-time hours anyways, and I only made $1,600. Abysmal. Now, and last month, I made $61,000 in 1 month. 1 month. So I can tell you with experience that these skills I'm about to explain to you are so much more valuable than a college degree that it's not even funny. Okay, so let's get right into it. Number 1 is problem solving. Now, before you click off because you're like, oh, I know this, or, oh, that's so simple. You don't, or else you'd be making money. So please pay attention. Problem solving is the number 1 skill you could possibly have if you ever want to make money. Because why do people buy anything? It is because they are in pain because of a problem. They buy the solution, pain's gone, value's created. Right? That is why people buy stuff. And so if you do not solve problems, you will never make a lot of money. I'm going to say that again. If you do not solve problems, you will never make a lot of money. And this is a skill, guys. It takes a lot of time to figure this out because most people, what do? They go to school, they go to college, and they graduate and go get a job, a 9 to 5. And the whole time, most people are never solving problems. They're just given the stuff to do. They memorize facts and they move on. It's just memorizing facts. That is not solving problems. And so to actually solve problems, you must have critical thinking and you must be able to sit and stare at a wall and come up with ideas because that's how you solve problems, right? Is you test ideas over and over and over again. And in order to solve problems, you need to be able to fail. That is how problem solving works. You fail over and over and over and over again. And so most people can't handle that. They don't have the balls to handle that, but you've got to develop it if you want to make money. So problem solving is key. And the best way to do this is just to practice solving any single problem in your life by thinking critically. Think, okay, what is the problem? Write it down on the top of your paper. What are ways I could solve this problem? Make a whole list. Which ways are most likely to solve it? Select those ways. Go try them out. What worked? What didn't? Come back, do it again. And guys, if you think I didn't do this for the past 3 years, then you'd be wrong. Like all of these, I don't know if you see them, all of those notebooks right there literally are me problem solving everything in my life. And for 2 years, I made nothing from it because I was still practicing this skill of problem solving. But when it finally clicked for me at the beginning of this year, right, I went from 4K to making 60 in one, and now making 60K a month because of problem solving. And so the better you get at this skill, like life just becomes easy mode. Simply because if you have a problem, you don't sit there and like just simmer in it. You just solve it. Like you just think, what do I do to solve this problem? And same with other people who come to you with problems. You start to be able to solve not anything, but like you have the framework to solve anything by the time you get good at solving problems. So it's very crazy and it's amazing. So that is skill number 1. Skill number 2 is you have to learn how to sell. And when I say sell, I do not mean like the used carsman, like the sleaze, like the type of selling that you're thinking about is not selling, okay? Selling is simply transferring your belief to someone else over a bridge of trust. Now, what I mean by that is once you solve problems, once you have the solution to something, you know how much it can help someone else who has that problem, but you have to actually transfer that belief to them because they don't believe in the solution, they don't believe in the product, and they don't believe in themselves to actually make it work. So you've got to transfer those 3 beliefs over to them so that they will actually buy your thing. And it's not so they will buy your thing to make you money. It's because they need your help. They need your solution. Think about someone who's overweight, right? Who doesn't want to be overweight. You have to sell them on actually taking that first step and making a change and actually getting in the gym and following this program. Like there must be an emotional decision first before a logical decision. And if you don't learn how to sell, you're never going to be able to create that in people and to get them to actually to commit and to give you money and to solve their problem. And so, I mean, the best way to learn sales is, one, just by studying it, but also just by doing it. And so once you have like some decent sales frames and you kind of get the basics of sales, which is basically creating pain and positioning your solution as the key to getting over that pain, then it's just practicing. And so practice on your friends and family. When I mean selling them, you don't even have to exchange money. Just practice like selling them your concepts, selling them your ideas, selling them solutions like for free, getting them to come to the gym with you or something like that. Like practice selling in everything you do, because if you ever want to make big money, sales will always be involved. And it's not the kind of sales you think. It is not like Wolf of Wall Street. That is actually bad selling. Like if you can realize that they're selling you, it's probably not good selling. So yeah, that's unethical selling in my opinion. That is number 2. Number 3, you have to learn how to use leverage. Now, if you want to scale up and to make a bunch of money, just to do whatever, to be successful at scale, like you need to understand leverage. If you are working 9 to 5, if you don't have your time back right now, it is because you don't understand leverage. And this is something that I am learning every single day. Like there's levels to this, of course. But you need to understand, like when you're starting out, you don't have any money. All you have is time. And so you must leverage that time to the best of your ability. So all leverage means is like how much output do you get for your inputs? And so right now, when you're doing low leverage things, like watching these videos, look, I'm telling you guys, don't even watch my videos. Just take action. But I'm trying to help you because that's not you right now. All right, you're watching the video. So when you do a low leverage thing, like watch KJ's video, you put in a little bit of input, but you get a little bit of output. Like it doesn't do much for you. Like, yes, it might change your belief, which is great. And over time, it'll do a lot. But as far as like making you money, if that's your goal, it doesn't do a whole lot. But if you were to send high value outreach or send free work to people or actually do your skill, that's high leverage. Because every time you get better at a skill, the more times you do that skill, the higher leverage it is. So for instance, if we have a sales guy who has like a 10% close rate and he takes 100 calls, then he might get, well, I don't know, we'll just say $20,000 out of that. But if you have another salesman with a higher skill level and he gets a 20% close rate, now he gets $200,000 out of those same sales calls. So having a better skill is higher leverage over time. And so you just got to understand leverage, understand what inputs are you putting in and how do those correlate to your outputs and how do you get the most out of each input. So focus on high leverage activities. And one of my favorite like tests I like to use for this is the 1,000-hour test. So if your goal is to make $10K a month with copywriting, then use the 1,000-hour test. Basically, if you watched KJ videos for 1,000 hours, would you make any money? No. If you just watched my videos, you would not make any money. You wouldn't. But if you sent free copy to people in order to get clients, for 1,000 hours, would you get a client? Would you make money? Yes. I've seen it happen 100+ times in the past couple of months. I've been teaching this, guys. I've seen it happen over and over and over and over and over. And so if you just actually, and that's people doing less than 100 hours, right? Not even 1,000. So think, what is my goal? What is my outcome? And what is the highest leverage activity I need to do to actually get that outcome? And if I did 1,000 hours of something, would it get me closer to that goal or would it get me sort of close, And so do those high leverage activities, the HLAs. And then skill number, what are we on? Maybe this is skill number 4. I don't even know, bro. Skill number 4 is markets. You have to understand markets if you want to make big money. And anyone who's like making big money, it's just simply deep understanding of markets. Because all the market is people who have similar pains. And markets are fractal, basically meaning if someone has this one pain, it's not just them. The circumstances that created that one thing happened across a market, happened to multiple people. And so when you understand markets and positioning in the market, which is basically just your offer, you understand how to make a lot of money. Because if you see a market that is trending up, like more and more people have this problem, and no one's actually solving the pain in that market, and you come along and you spot this and you position your product specifically towards these people and their pains, their problems, and you solve it, you will make a ton of money. And this is how literally anyone you've seen has made their money. For instance, Alex Hormozi, he saw a gap in the gym market. There's tons of local gyms who were terrible at marketing and sales and weren't making money. So he solved that problem and then just scaled it and made millions and millions of dollars. Same with Iman Gadzhi. He saw the power of social media marketing agencies, and he saw that no one was teaching it to like younger kids. And so what did he do? He positioned his product and he did the exact same thing and sold and solved all those pains and made a ton of money. Same thing that I'm doing with copywriting, right? I came into the copywriting world, I bought a bunch of programs and realized none of them actually helped at all as far as like actually getting me the result. And most people in those programs were not making money. So I thought, wow, there's a huge market here for people who want to learn copywriting, and no one's actually solving the problem. They're making a lot of sales. They're selling people into their groups. But guess what? Those people who join those groups are still looking for help because they're not making any money. So it's like they sell them, but those people still have the pain. In fact, the pain is even stronger now because they've already invested money and didn't get a return on it. They're even more sold on the idea of copywriting, but they don't know how to do it, which is why I make my course and my coaching. So if that's you, then join my course if you're broke. But if you have money, join my coaching because that's how you're really going to get your problem solved fully. So that is you have to understand markets, guys. And when you understand markets, you understand like how they work, you begin to spot these trends. For instance, like one of these that I just spotted 2 months ago was on Skool. So I spotted that Hormozi joined Skool and he was like starting up the Skool games and stuff. And I was like, wow, this trend is going to be huge. And it's just getting started, by the way. This is going to be massive, massive trend. And they're going to like pretty much standardize online education, which is a problem that's been needed forever since the beginning of online education. So I quickly planned and executed for like a month and a half on making my Skool group. And guys, this thing does $20K a month for me passively. I mean, it might go down, it might go up. I don't know. But right now, guys, yeah, $20K a month passively because I understood markets and I understand the market that needed the pain. I understand that Skool was going to be a trend and it's getting bigger and bigger and people trust Skool. So I made a good product, put it on there and, making money. So understand those four things. Let's see if I can remember them. So the first was understanding, what did I even say, guys? What was number one? I don't even know, but I'll try to do the recap. Hold on. All right. So right. So to recap, guys, number one, problem solving. You must understand how to solve problems. 2, you must understand how to sell, how to actually transfer belief into people. And 3, you must understand, leverage, how to leverage your time and how to leverage your money when you get to that point. And then 4 is understanding markets. If you do those 4 things, literally, you don't need a college degree. Okay. If you actually were good at those 4, you do not need a college degree. But hopefully this helps.